Hello, hello. Welcome to 11th Hour Shamans podcast. I'm your hostess, Theresa Gutierrez. Today is super exciting because I guess every week is, every episode. Now that we've seen the amazing effects of a lot of non-human studies, we're diving into how people really respond in 12-week studies of energy work. Specifically, they did the studies on Reiki. But first, let's bring our full awareness into our body and with our breath. Let's take one deep inhale together through the nose, filling up those lungs and belly. Exhale, releasing a sigh. Notice how the shoulders can soften with just one deep breath. Thank you. So far in the Spirit and Science of Energy Work series that I'm creating here, we've talked about the ancient, historical, worldwide lineage we share in energy work, how profoundly it works in the biofield, and effective it is at reversing damage and restoring function at the enzymatic levels, which always moves the cells towards health. And so much more, of course, but that would be a long list at this point. But let's be really clear. What we've learned basically is that energy, Reiki, changes how the body feels, it changes how the body heals, and how the body carries or releases pent up emotions. The emotions that we've been carrying is typically because we've all been through some really big things in life. I haven't met a human who hasn't. Now, we've all experienced loss, heavy responsibilities, heartbreak, traumas, just living life. The body holds it all. Reiki gives the body space to finally be heard without judgment. And that's the key right there. You may have heard me say before, grief demands a witness. That's because we heal through connection, not isolation. In Reiki, you're not alone. When people receive Reiki consistently, not just one time, but over a few weeks, their whole baseline changes. Researchers have done 8 to 12-week studies on Reiki for depression, anxiety and overwhelm, sleep troubles, chronic fatigue, and pain. And across these different groups, one thing keeps showing up. People feel lighter, they sleep more deeply, their pain decreases, their mood becomes elevated and steadier, and they start to feel like themselves again. And here's something really beautiful. In one study, they measured mood using something called the PANAS scale, PANAS, which is just a way of seeing how much positive emotion and negative emotion someone is feeling. So after 12 weeks of weekly Reiki, hope and emotional steadiness went up, stress, sadness, and heaviness went down. And the improvements lasted even after sessions ended because the nervous system learned a new pattern. And pain, physical pain, emotional pain, yes, Reiki helps with both of those. I've seen this over and over. I worked with a man with MS, another man going through cancer treatment with arthritic pain, a woman and a fellow Reiki practitioner who wanted to get off and stay off depression medications. So I'm going to share her story today because it's actually quite profound and really close to my heart. She was one of the first participants in my Reiki case study for depression over a decade ago. What happened during her journey changed both of us, and it continues to affirm why I love energy work. At the time, she had been on antidepressants for over 14 years, and like many who feel the stirrings of needing something more, she knew deep down there had to be another way, and she just hadn't found it yet. So when she heard about my Reiki class study, she said yes, even though she had recently come off medication and was struggling to even get off the couch some days, she made a sacred commitment to herself. 12 consecutive weeks of healing. She told me I had stopped, and I'm quoting, I had stopped taking my medication about 2 months prior and was experiencing times when I could not even get off of my couch. I knew I had to do something. And so we began. We met every week, and she described it like this. After each session, I continued to see major changes in my outlook on life and how I was handling stressors. The down times were getting farther and farther apart. She wrote, at the end of the 12 weeks, I had experienced the longest periods of feeling in my life that I had in a very long time. That sentence gives me spirit bumps because when someone reconnects with their ability to feel, to live again, you know that their soul expression is no longer being suppressed. She wrote, Theresa is an amazing Reiki practitioner and a beautiful soul. She creates a safe and loving environment where spirit is always present and at times very tangible. Well, I say that's because that's exactly what Reiki does. It invites spirit in. I know the Reiki practitioners that I know, we all invite spirit in. So it nourishes the nervous system, it releases the fears, and it helps you feel and remember that you're being held by something much greater than yourself. Her story reminds me that healing isn't about fixing, it's about reconnecting and remembering our wholeness, our innocence, and our oneness with Source. If her story touches something in you, maybe there's a part of you that's ready to come off the metaphorical couch and step back into life. Reiki is one path, and if it resonates with you, I, of course, would be so honored to walk with you. So let's just take a moment to breathe all this in and let it steep. If it's safe for you, you're not driving, place one hand over your heart and one hand over your solar plexus, taking in a nice deep breath and a releasing exhale out. Does anything inside you relax, even just 1%? If so, that's your body saying, yes, I needed that. If you'd like to go deeper, if you want to feel a little closer to your angels, I'd love to gift you my Reiki Angel Healing audio. You can download it on my website. I'll put the link below, but it's just a short meditation, a little science info to help you reconnect with your angels and really sense them with you. And it helps to calm your nervous system too. And if you are thinking about working with a Reiki practitioner, I work in person and long distance. So please feel free to reach out to me if you don't want to try and hold all of your life all by yourself anymore. Of course, no pressure, but I'm here. So you can contact me with the info in the show notes. Now, next up, we're going to begin to explore proof of remote long distance healing. We're entering the quantum realm, cloud chambers, and so much more. That's all for today, my friend. Thank you for sharing your precious time with me today. Until next time, be yourself fearlessly, open-heartedly, with so much love. Bye.